As we journey through life, many of us begin to contemplate what truly matters. Have you ever paused to consider how much of your daily stress stems from things that won't serve you or won't matter in the future? How much of your time is consumed by worries that, in retrospect, will prove non-essential? In this exploration, we'll unveil 9 aspects of life you can let go of after turning 60. These insights not only have the potential to lighten your life, but can also create new spaces for joy, serenity, and genuine pleasure in living. Are you ready to discover how to enhance your life by eliminating what doesn't truly serve you? Let's embark on this journey together. 1. Social ceremonies and formalities. As we age, our perception of social ceremonies and formalities undergoes a significant shift. Numerous studies in social psychology have highlighted how, after the age of 60, interest in social events and gatherings motivated primarily by obligation or the need to maintain appearances diminishes. This phenomenon can be attributed to increased self-assurance and a shift in personal priorities, favoring the quality of interactions over quantity. Research indicates that this reduction in the obligation to participate in formal events can have significant benefits on the mental health of older adults. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Health revealed that older individuals who select their social activities based on personal value, rather than adhering to social norms, tend to show lower stress levels and greater life satisfaction. This sense of autonomy and freedom of choice is crucial for maintaining independence and self-esteem, which are vital for psychological well-being in advanced age. Moreover, the ability to decline unwanted invitations and focus on encounters that truly enrich one's life allows for the optimization of emotional and physical resources. According to Laura Carstenson's socio-emotional selectivity theory, as people age, many, though not all, tend to become more selective in their social choices, prioritizing relationships and activities that maximize positive feelings and minimize conflicts and stress. This selective approach not only improves the quality of interactions, but also helps conserve vital energy, allowing older individuals to invest it in passions and interests they may have previously neglected. After 60, it becomes not only possible but advantageous to withdraw from social ceremonies and formalities that don't bring real value. This change offers the opportunity to renew one's social engagement in more meaningful and personally satisfying ways, redesigning the fabric of daily interactions to more authentically reflect who one has become over the years. Map 2. Work without passion. Working without genuine passion can transform into a dispiriting routine, especially when the job becomes merely a way to pass time rather than a source of professional satisfaction. Interesting studies in occupational psychology indicate that engagement with one's work is crucially linked to psychological well-being and productivity. As we age, especially after 60, many individuals find themselves reflecting on the real significance of their professional commitment. The transition towards retirement or reduced professional engagements offers a unique opportunity to reconsider how one wishes to employ their time and energy. According to a study published in the Journal of Management Studies, people who choose to undertake activities that reflect their true passions and interests, rather than remaining in jobs out of pure necessity or habit, tend to report much higher levels of happiness and satisfaction. This phenomenon is explained by the concept of authenticity, which emphasizes the importance of acting in ways that are consistent with one's true self. Furthermore, engagement in meaningful activities can not only improve quality of life, but also promote mental and physical health. Research in the field of gerontology has shown that older people who are actively involved in hobbies or work they find personally rewarding are less susceptible to common age-related ailments such as dementia and depression. Passion, therefore, acts not only as a catalyst for contentment, but also as a defense mechanism against cognitive decline in old age. It's essential to evaluate whether your current work or daily activities truly reflect your personal interests and desires, or if they've become mere habits. Reconsidering how you spend your time can lead to a rediscovery of old passions or the development of new interests, transforming the later years into a period of rich personal exploration and renewed commitment to what truly matters. F3. Competition. Competition can be a powerful engine for personal and professional growth, but also a source of stress and dissatisfaction, especially when based on material or professional comparisons with others. Studies in developmental psychology indicate that with advancing age, particularly after 60, many individuals experience a significant change in their approach to competition. Instead of measuring success through comparison with others, they begin to value personal success based on their own standards and goals, a transition that can lead to greater satisfaction and serenity. This change is explained by the socio-emotional selectivity theory, which suggests that as people approach old age, they tend to focus more on the quality of their emotional life rather than on accumulating new experiences or material successes. This theory is supported by numerous studies showing how older adults prioritize relationships and activities that promote positive feelings and reduce those that generate stress or negativity, including competitive comparison with other people. Furthermore, research on happiness and well-being has discovered that reducing interpersonal competition significantly contributes to happier and healthier aging. For example, a study published in the Journal of Gerontology demonstrated that older people who give up competitive comparisons and focus on intrinsic goals, such as personal improvement or community contribution, often report higher levels of psychological well-being and better mental health. It's important to emphasize that moving away from competition doesn't mean abandoning personal or professional growth, but rather recalibrating goals and objectives to align them more closely with what makes life personally meaningful and rewarding. After 60, many people discover that living on their own terms rather than in a perpetual race with others is not only possible but extremely liberating. This realization can open the door to a deeper exploration of oneself and a renewed commitment to activities and relationships that truly enrich one's life. 4. Excess possessions. The accumulation of objects over the years may seem a natural result of living a full life, but often these very accumulations end up occupying more mental and physical space than one realizes. Studies in environmental psychology have shown that an environment overloaded with objects can reduce the ability to focus, increase stress, and even negatively affect mood. Particularly after 60, many people begin to perceive the desire to simplify their lives, a process that concerns not only the physical environment, but also the inner one. The concept of minimalism, which encourages owning fewer objects to improve quality of life, is supported by numerous studies that link greater happiness and satisfaction to reducing the number of possessions. Research published in the Journal of Happiness Studies found that individuals who practice decluttering, the conscious elimination of unused objects from their homes, tend to report higher levels of well-being and less stress. This phenomenon is particularly relevant in old age when maintaining a large quantity of goods can become burdensome and less desirable. Moreover, reducing possessions can also contribute to valuing what is truly important in life, such as relationships and experiences. This shift in focus can lead to an increase in social interactions and engagement in activities that enrich life, instead of dealing with the management and maintenance of objects. Social psychologists have highlighted that investing time and resources in experiences rather than objects can elevate the perception of personal happiness and promote a sense of connection with others, both crucial factors for healthy and satisfying aging. Therefore, choosing to live with less can be a liberation that opens new possibilities for exploring, experiencing, and enjoying life in ways that material possessions simply cannot offer. It's an invitation to reorient one's priorities towards a more intentional and meaningful existence, where every object in one's home serves a purpose and supports deeper well-being.
2.
Meaningless obligations. As we advance in age, it becomes evident how much time and energy are often wasted on self-imposed obligations or social expectations that don't reflect our true desires or needs. Some studies in the field of psychology have shown how, especially after 60, people tend to evaluate more deeply what truly enriches their lives, freeing themselves from activities they perceive as non-essential or even alien. Adult developmental psychology suggests that with age comes greater assertiveness in expressing and pursuing what is truly important to the individual. According to an article published in the Journal of Gerontology, older people often show a greater ability to deny consent to requests that don't align with their values or desires, a tendency that can significantly increase their quality of life. This trend is often linked to the so-called disengagement theory, according to which people tend to disengage from roles and responsibilities they no longer find meaningful to focus on those they find personally rewarding. Freeing oneself from meaningless obligations not only liberates time and resources, but also brings significant benefits to emotional and physical well-being. Research conducted by psychologists at the University of Michigan found that older adults who actively chose to engage in meaningful activities reported lower levels of stress and better overall health compared to those who continued to perform tasks perceived as useless or imposed. This departure from unrewarding obligations allows reconnecting with one's passions and investing in relationships and hobbies that truly bring joy and satisfaction.
6.
The need to always be informed. In today's hyper-connected world, the habit of staying constantly updated on the latest news and trends may seem indispensable. But with age, one often discovers that reducing this need can be incredibly beneficial. Research in the field of cognitive psychology and stress indicates that excessive exposure to news can increase levels of anxiety and stress, especially when the information is negative or alarming. A study by the University of California revealed that too much information can lead to cognitive overload, reducing the ability to focus and process information effectively. As age advances, many individuals begin to recognize the value of periodically disconnecting. This doesn't mean ignoring world events or isolating oneself, but rather consciously choosing when and how to stay informed. Disconnecting from the news allows carving out spaces of serenity in one's day, promoting greater mental presence and reducing anxiety derived from the incessant flow of information. Studies on mindfulness and meditation support the idea that spending time away from media can improve mental health, increase awareness, and strengthen memory and concentration. Moreover, loosening the grip on always being updated can also help to focus better on what is truly relevant to personal life. According to environmental psychology, reducing exposure to continuous external stimuli allows people to reconnect with their immediate environment and with the people around them, improving the quality of interpersonal relationships and personal satisfaction. This can be particularly valuable after 60, when many begin to value more the quality of time spent and the depth of personal connections rather than the quantity of information accumulated. Choosing to disconnect occasionally is therefore an act of personal care that can free up mental and emotional resources, allowing for a more intentional life focused on what truly enriches existence. In this way, one can live the present more fully, dedicating energy to passions and people that really matter, rather than feeling overwhelmed by a sea of often superfluous data. 7. Others' approval. In old age, the need to seek others' approval tends to decrease, a change that can lead to significant emotional liberation and greater personal authenticity. Some studies in social and developmental psychology have shown that as age advances, people tend to become more selective in their social interactions, prioritizing meaningful relationships and reducing the importance of others' judgment. The freedom to express oneself without fear of others' judgment thus becomes an inexhaustible source of inner peace. This process of liberation from others' approval is also supported by theories of psychological gerontology, which suggest that older adults tend to show higher levels of self-esteem and well-being, due in part to their ability to accept themselves as they are, regardless of external expectations. A study published in the Journal of Aging Studies revealed that authenticity in the elderly is associated with better mental health and a reduction in anxiety related to how they are perceived by others. Moreover, freeing oneself from the search for external validation allows focusing more deeply on one's own values and desires, rather than living according to others' expectations. This involves not only an increase in the sense of autonomy, but also a strengthening of decision-making abilities, as confirmed by research in the field of decision psychology. This evolution in the human psyche can lead to renewed vital energy and a reinvigorated sense of purpose, particularly precious in this phase of life. Therefore, the reduction in seeking others' approval is not only a natural progression of aging, but an essential component for living a more satisfying and serene life in senior years. Accepting this change can encourage a more harmonious and fully realized existence where personal choices are guided by an authentic expression of self rather than the need to satisfy someone else. 8. Past grudges. Holding grudges is often compared to a poison that, instead of hitting the person it's directed at, ends up harming the one who nurtures it. This effective and powerful metaphor finds confirmation in psychological studies that have explored the effects of grudges and forgiveness on mental health. For example, research published in the journal Psychological Science has shown how forgiveness can significantly reduce stress levels and improve physical health, while maintaining grudges can increase the risk of chronic problems such as heart disease and depression. The process of letting go of old disagreements and forgiving, including forgiving oneself, is not just an act of magnanimity towards others, but an act of care towards oneself. Forgiving allows freeing up emotional resources that can be better used elsewhere, instead of remaining trapped in a cycle of negativity and bitterness. Studies conducted by Fred Luskin of Stanford University in his famous Stanford Forgiveness Project have shown how forgiveness techniques can decrease the experience of stress and increase overall vitality, regardless of age. Furthermore, forgiveness paves the way for personal rebirth and greater serenity. Learning to see past conflicts from a new perspective can help understand and accept that everyone acts based on their own capabilities and limitations at that moment. This understanding can transform old pains into opportunities for personal growth and improvement of interpersonal relationships. Positive psychology, in fact, emphasizes how forgiveness is correlated not only with a reduction in stress, but also with an increase in emotional well-being and life satisfaction. Letting go of past grudges doesn't mean forgetting or approving of what happened, but rather not letting those events continue to negatively influence your present life. It's a process that takes time and often courage, but the long-term benefits for mental and physical health are immense. For those over 60, this act not only lightens the heart, but allows living the years to come with more peace, harmony, and happiness. 9. Regrets and guilt for the past. The past is a teacher, not a jailer. This statement encapsulates a profound psychological truth regarding our way of relating to mistakes and regrets. Learning from one's mistakes without letting guilt define one's present is a crucial passage for a serene and fulfilling life. Studies in psychology suggest that self-forgiveness is essential for letting go of past regrets and promoting mental well-being. For example, research published in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine has shown that self-forgiveness can significantly reduce stress and improve one's emotional and physical health. The ability to accept that every choice and every mistake of the past has played a role in shaping who we are today allows us to look back without remorse. This doesn't mean justifying every mistake or avoiding responsibility for one's actions, but rather recognizing that even errors and slip-ups are an integral part of personal growth. The famous psychologist Carl Rogers argued that self-acceptance is the first step towards positive change. This acceptance includes recognizing one's imperfections and mistakes without condemning oneself for them. Moreover, freeing oneself from the weight of regrets allows living more fully in the present. Focusing on the here and now rather than ruminating on what has been paves the way for a richer and more focused existence. When we stop being prisoners of our past, we are free to experiment and enjoy the opportunities that life continues to offer us. As some studies on mindfulness and mental presence suggest, living in the present moment reduces anxiety and depression, improving the quality of life. Therefore, learning to see the past as a series of lessons rather than a chain of failures is a vital change of perspective that can transform the way one lives their daily life and how they look to the future. Every step, even the wrong one, has been a step towards the person you are today. A person capable of living with more wisdom and serenity. Are you ready to rediscover the freedom of when you let go of what no longer serves you after 60? Every day can become an opportunity to focus on what really matters. Authentic relationships, true passions, and moments of pure personal pleasure. Remember, letting go doesn't mean losing, but opening up to new possibilities and a richer, more satisfying life. As we advance in age, we learn that less is often more, and that the quality of our life is not measured by the number of objects we possess or others' expectations, but by the peace and joy we experience every day. So take a moment to reflect on what is truly essential for you, and make room for a new phase of life full of meaning and happiness.